Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about the latest upcoming episode of Unfortunate Love was how Rishi finally gets married to Lakshmi instead of Malishka by putting ring on Lakshmi's finger and also putting garland on her neck, and then Rishi begged Lakshmi to accept his love, and Malishka was watching all this while she was in shock. So let's continue from there. Rishi tells Lakshmi that he really wants to marry her and says this is not his sympathy and care, but he really loves her. Malishka shouted enough and she asks that who is Lakshmi? She says Lakshmi is not even equivalent to my nails, and you are saying that you love her even when she is not suitable for you and she is not even in your status. Rishi says yes, I will say I love Lakshmi and I will say this till my last breath. Malishka says don't say this and she cried. Rishi says, I love you, Lakshmi, and he tells Malishka that he is saying this for the last time and says Lakshmi has bare enough and even I have bare enough. If you say anything wrong against Lakshmi, then it will not be good for you. Kiran asks Rishi that if you love Lakshmi, then what about Malishka's insult that you are doing again and again by saying that you love Lakshmi? Kiran says to Rishi that look at you, Malishka and you are going to get married today and you are saying that you love Lakshmi and you are warning Malishka to stop talking. Rishi says sorry to Kiran and says it is the truth that I really love Lakshmi. He says it is my mistake that I did not realize it on time and says I am sorry Malishka and auntie. I took so much time to understand my love for Lakshmi and says I realized it late. Until now, I have compressed my love. Abe says to Rishi that if you have been compressing your love for Lakshmi since all this while, then you should have compressed your love in the future also. So why did you open your mouth now? He says Lakshmi is not your love. Rishi says Lakshmi is my love and I know that what I feel for Lakshmi is very truthful and says if nobody believes me, then I don't really care. Malishka says to Rishi that I do care about you and says you matter to me and she cries. Rishi says I don't love you Malishka and I love Lakshmi. He says it will not be good if you get married to me because I cannot give you husband love. He says I love Lakshmi and says I am sorry. Malishka gets hyper and she breaks the decoration and the wedding altar. She says Rishi loves me and I will not let him marry someone else. Kiran and Abe ask Malishka to stop. Malishka says Rishi is just mine and she tells Lakshmi that you have snatched my Rishi from me. Now see what I will do, and Malishka runs away from there. Kiran asks Sonal to run behind Malishka and Sonal runs behind her. Abe warns Lakshmi that if anything happens to my daughter, then see what I will do, and Lakshmi and Rishi runs behind Malishka. Everyone asks Malishka to open the door, but Malishka refused, and Rishi and Lakshmi also ask her to open the door. Kiran asks Lakshmi to shut up and says that Malishka is not speaking because of you, and Lakshmi goes away from there. Kiran tells Rishi that she will not leave Lakshmi if anything happens to Malishka, and Rishi says nothing would happen to Malishka, and Lakshmi would help us. Abe shouted at Rishi and says, I thought that you are sensible and sensitive, but I was wrong. Abe says to Rishi that you have to marry Malishka and he wanted to marry Lakshmi. How dare you? Lakshmi brings the duplicate key from Neelam's room and she checks the keys to find the key of the room that Malishka is. Kiran blames Lakshmi and says you are not using the right keys, and she also tries the key and they finally get inside. Malishka breaks the glass just as they all entered and she is about to cut her wrist, but Rishi stops her. Malishka says you are my life, Rishi, and I don't want to leave if you don't want to be with me. Rishi says we should talk about this, but Malishka asks Rishi to go away from there. Karishma comes there and asks Rishi to go and he should take Lakshmi along with him. Malishka says she wants to die and she asks them to let her die. Abe slaps Malishka to control her and he hugs her. Malishka cries. Rishi and Lakshmi goes away from there. Kiran tells Neelam that Malishka tried to end her life and she blames Rishi and Lakshmi. Karishma asks Kiran to calm down and Abe says we have been calming down till now. Sonia hears the girls talking that when will the marriage happen and with whom, and one of the girls says that this house is strange. Sonia asks the lady to have food and leave from there. The guest says we have come here to attend the wedding on invitation and we did not come to have food. She taunts Sonia for her arrogance and she leaves with the other girl. Lakshmi and Rishi come downstairs. Grandma asks how is Malishka. Lakshmi says Malishka is fine now. She says I will leave now. Shalu and Bani tells Lakshmi that brother-in-law has proposed to you for marriage, but she is yet to give her answer. and Lakshmi asks them to be quiet. Grandma says they are saying the right thing, so why should they be quiet? Lakshmi says to Grandma that I cannot do this marriage. This is not right. It is not in my destiny. Virendra asks Lakshmi to marry Rishi and says after the marriage, then everything will come into your destiny. Lakshmi says if it was in my destiny, then it wouldn't have broken. Grandma says to Lakshmi that everything was broken before, but now it would happen again. Rishi apologized to Lakshmi and says he really loves her and he asks her to marry him. Lakshmi asks Rishi not to say that. Grandma asks Lakshmi to marry Rishi and she should not refuse his love. Lakshmi says I don't want everyone's happiness to end and I don't want the family to break, so I cannot marry Rishi. Virendra says to Lakshmi that everything will be fine once you marry Rishi because you will make everything fine. Lakshmi says if this was possible, then it would have happened long back. She is about to leave, but Rishi stops her and says, I am incomplete without you. Lakshmi says, let's end this. We cannot marry. And she asks Rishi not to meet her again and says, neither I will meet you, nor will you meet me. And says, once I go out now, then we will not identify each other again. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to go and he gives his swear to her. Lakshmi stops just as she is about to go out. Rishi comes to Lakshmi and says, I gave you my swear and you couldn't break it. He says, this is love. You always save me forgetting yourself and you wipe your happiness for my happiness, and says this is true love. Rishi says to Lakshmi that I was late to understand this and he asks her not to be late before she realized that they love each other too, and says you love me more than I love you. Virendra asks Lakshmi to agree and he asks her not to refuse Rishi. Grandma says to Lakshmi that you and Rishi are each other's destiny and she asks Lakshmi to marry Rishi. Rishi says to Lakshmi that I am alive today because of you and I am swearing of the life given to me by you and I am saying that I want to marry you, Lakshmi. Lakshmi gets emotional and Virendra, Grandma, Ayush, Shalu and Bani are happy. Neelam is standing there and she hears Rishi swearing and she angrily slaps Rishi. Neelam says to Rishi that Lakshmi saved you, but I have given birth to you. She says you always remind me that Lakshmi saved you, but if I had not given birth to you, then whom will Lakshmi save? She says today you are against me for Lakshmi and you are talking about marriage with Lakshmi without checking how I will feel. Neelam tells Lakshmi that she has seen different types of characters, but she has never seen such a clever and cunning woman like Lakshmi before. She says you haven't just snatched Malishka's happiness, but you have snatched my happiness today as well. She says you want to marry my son, but I will not let you come into this house. Not today, not tomorrow, and never. Virendra says to Neelam that he wants Rishi and Lakshmi to get married again. Grandma says even me, and says Lakshmi and Rishi's destiny are related to each other, so let this marriage happen. Neelam shouted and says Rishi and Lakshmi are not made for each other and their destiny is not related. Neelam says even if Rishi and Lakshmi's destiny is related, then I, Neelam, will never let them unite, and everyone is shocked. It is only God that definitely knows what Lakshmi bought from Neelam that she refused to pay that made Neelam hate her this much. Like, why? Anyways, did I even tell you guys that they've changed Malishka's father, that is Abe. So this is the person that is currently playing the role of Abe in Unfortunate Love on ZTV anyway. So I don't even know how this one even look like the old Abe. If they want to change somebody, maybe they are supposed to use somebody that look like the person. But anyway, that's just what we saw. So this is the person that is playing the role of Abe now. And then this episode is the last episode on ZTV for now. That is the 23rd of September episode. That episode is what I just gave you guys right now. So which means that I've already reached where ZTV are as well. So once they continue, I will also continue. So thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video and share it and check the comment section for the link to the next episode once it is available. Bye guys.